Aria for three.
No mai haere mai, kia ora te whānau. Welcome to Murray Salt Stadium, Te Puke, the home of the mighty Te Puke Pirates. My name is Pat Ray and I'll be your commentator for this afternoon. Joining me in the commentary position, Tauranga Boys Deputy Head Prefect, founding member of On the Whistle podcast, referee and all-round good bastard, Hemi Tulemo. Welcome, Hemi.
Kia ora, Pat. Quite the intro that you just had there for me. Yeah, kia ora, folks. Really good to be out here in Te Puke today to commentate this match between the Parliament 15 and the Zespri 15.
I'll thank everybody for joining us online today for what promises to be a fantastic game of rugby to support a great cause. We all know our RSE workers are such an important part of the kiwifruit industry and the Bay of Plenty community. They travel from their homes in the islands to help us get our kiwifruit harvested, packed and exported to the world. It's not been an easy couple of years for their communities in the islands. The pandemic has restricted the ability of the RSE workers to come to New Zealand, and their communities rely on the funds sent home. Communities in Tonga have also been dealing with the aftermath of the Huatonga, the Hunga Tonga Hapuai volcanic eruption. And today we're here to show our support for our RSE workers. Information on how to donate will come on the screen throughout today's broadcast. Funds raised today will support great grassroots charities making a difference to the communities in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's great to be able to bring the Parliamentarians and kiwifruit industry together to support a good cause and of course to battle it out on the rugby field today. Last year the teams met to raise funds for the families and victims of the 2019 Whakaari White Island eruption. In that match the parliamentary team was too strong. It's a social occasion played win. So it bolstered our lineups for this year to try and even the score a little bit.
Funds raised will support projects in the home countries of RSE workers through the Kiwifruit Industry Community Support Fund. We're excited that two terrific organisations that support Pacific communities will be among those that benefit from the proceeds raised here today. Tractors for Tonga and Village to Village Charitable Trust are grassroots charities working to improve the lives of communities in the Pacific, where many of the kiwifruit industry's RSE workers are from. It's great to get alongside charities such as these who are on the ground in the islands providing hands-on practical help for communities.
Tractors for Tonga. Tractors for Tonga aims to source old, low-tech Massey Fergusons and Ford tractors that can be sent from New Zealand to Tonga. There's an ongoing shortage of tractors in Tonga at the moment, so a need has been made for more tractors from the eruption. Communities in Tonga urgently need to plough their crop production land that was covered in ash. If enough tractors can be sent, and the intention would be to hire them out at the reduced price for vulnerable families and women who have been widowed or whose husbands have been incapacitated. Big thanks to Rabobank and their community fund for getting behind the cause today and donating $5,000 for the purchase of a tractor to be sent to Tonga. It's awesome to have their support.
You'll notice on your screens, folks out there in Facebook land, there's a QR code in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If at any stage you want to donate, you just put your phone up to the QR code, take a picture, and you'll be taken to the appropriate page.
Village to Village, or V2V Charitable Trust, aims to provide simple technology solutions, training and mentoring to RSE workers and their communities. One issue V2V is actively tackling is widely used open fire cooking, the smoke from which can cause serious health issues over time. Open fire cooking is also a labour intensive job which often falls on the women in communities. It also requires a lot of fuel and causes pollution. Through sponsorships, Village to Village provides RSE workers with biomass solar powered cook stoves which are clean and simple to use. The stoves were developed in Africa and are able to burn sticks, crop waste and even animal waste without producing smoke. This has the potential to reduce health risks to those who usually cook on open fires. On top of the environmental and health benefits, this frees up time for the women in these communities to start their own businesses or further their education.
We'd like to thank Ngā Kura a iwi o Aotearoa for providing the live stream of today's game. The curtain raiser between Toi Ariki Kura boys and girls teams versus the Pacific teams this afternoon was the first opportunity for Ngā Kura a iwi rugby teams to play. We look forward to seeing them develop in the coming years. A huge thank you also to our event partners who've come together to make this day possible and support the RSC fundraiser. Excuse me. Their generosity is outstanding and they are a huge part of today's success.
And the Parliamentary Rugby team has been around for about 27 years and brings together players from all political parties, parliamentary staff and even guest players. During the workday, members of the team are fierce political foes who fight it out across the debating chamber. But on the field they're a very tight and effective team. As the Kiwifruit team found out last year when they met to raise funds for the Whakaari White Island victims and their families. The team has played hundreds of fixtures around the country, raising money for local charities and causes. Today's match is the opening game of the 2022 season, so they'll be hoping to get an early win under their belts. The parliamentary team will include Mark Mitchell, Kieran McNulty, Chris Whaafoy, who will be running waters out there today, Simon Watts, Clayton Mitchell, Fletcher Tabutiao, Alfred Ngaro, ex-All Black Piri Wepu and his brother ex-Manly Sea Eagle Billy Wepu, former Super Rugby Māori All Blacks and New Zealand Sevens rep Matua Parkinson.
We're only a couple of minutes away from kickoff, so I'll run you through the huge list of players that are lining up for the Zespri team. We got Scott Carl, who's the chairman of the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union. Scott St George, who's a grower from DMS Tauranga. Charlie Russell, Opal Kiwi Packaging. Tom O'Donnell, grower from Whakatane. Sam Warren, Eastpack CRM. Glenn McNaughton, he's a grower from Papamoa. Matt Clutterbuck from Bailey's. Jason Skiffington, a grower from Tupuke. Tānero Latimer, grower from Tauranga. Mark Inman, who's a ring-in from the Whakaari disaster. We all remember Mark, who sadly lost his brother in the disaster. Jared Teddy, who's a grower from Whakatane. Paul Julian, another grower from Whakatane. Ramika Poihipi from the Tupuke Police. Mike Delaney, a one-test All Black and Steamers coach. Steve Milne, a grower from Paengaroa, great rugby player and also a good coach. Simon Cook, a grower from Tupuke. Michael Fox, Brad Itanui, Nathan Olsen, Hunter Prescott, Jason Tebrake, Jack Christensen, Luke Gallagher and Chris Bainbridge, all from Zespri. So I'll talk you through how this commentary is going to work, folks, in Facebook land. Neither Hemi or I know many of these players, so the commentary is going to be what I would say on the bit of the cash size. What do you think, Hemi?
Yeah, look, I'll be honest, I'm only 18 years old and I only know a few of these guys out there today. So it'll be really good to see these old buggers out there running again and see what all these parents got to see back in their heyday.
I'm not sure running's probably the appropriate term. Waddling maybe, hopping, limping. I tell you what, she's a lot warmer in here in the commentary position than it is out there. If you look at your screens, there's rain pouring in on the tower. Thankfully, we're snugged away in a nice little gazebo, holding on to it, making sure it doesn't blow away. Couple of minutes till kick-off. Let's run through the Kiwifruit Zespri team again.
Yeah.
Parliament team, sorry.
Parliament team there. So we've got Mark Mitchell, Simon Watts, Kieran McNulty, Alfred Nuddle, Todd McLeay, Rob Henare, Clayton Mitchell, Fletcher Tapatio, Steve Bradshaw, Barry Manning, Bill Crow, Brad Cribb, Delaney Edmonds, Billy Wepu, Piri Wepu, Suzanne Yee, Rob Marshall, Mark Barker, Mark Merlays, Nathan Riwai Couch, Matua Parkinson, Daryl Carnegie, Craig Tansley, Hadley Gardner, Keith Lowen, Cam Taylor, Steve Dyberg, Dylan Firth, Glenn Neal, Gregory Beetham, John Cribb, Sean Rutter and Chris Farfoy on the water.
We'll take a look at the weather conditions now, and yep, the weather conditions are not conducive to running rugby, I can tell you that. The wind's blowing in a northerly direction at about there we go, 14 knots, north-northeasterly direction. It's not cloudy, it's raining. It's not cold in the commentary position, so it's nice and warm. Yep, we're in for some rock-solid 10-man rugby, I'd say.
Yeah, really good crowd out there today. I was coming in, nice crowd out there for the under-18 boys match, and it seems like they've all conversed over to the grandstand here at Murray Salt Stadium to watch 80 minutes of hopefully good footy.
Yeah, you can see there where the picket fences, Zespri have sectioned off a section of the grandstand for the VIP hospitality. They've got platters and the occasional ale. So it looks like a pretty good setup in the grandstand for the VIP corporate hospitalities that have managed to make their way out here on what is quite a miserable Friday night. So hopefully you folks back in Facebook land are enjoying the live stream. Not long to go now. Team should be venturing out from the changing rooms unless they've decided to stay in there. If you folks in Facebook land want to throw some comments on anything you want to hear, we'll be monitoring the chat, and we will try as best as we can to mention your name on the live stream. Here comes the Parliamentary team, and the Parliamentary will be wearing black jerseys. Zespri teams in their standard colours of dark green and light green. As the two teams make their way onto the field, we'll do the best that we can to give you a starting lineup, but I dare say the players will be changing positions quite a few times today. Rolling subs it'll be. It probably won't even be at a stoppage. I'd say they'll probably make subs while the game's going ahead.
Yeah, and just looking at some of these rugby players, such as Taniro Latimer and Matua Parkinson, they've maintained their shape from their playing days, and it looks like they could suit up tomorrow and head out there if need be. So hopefully that will bring a bit of firepower for both sides, and hopefully get some of those older guys up to show some of their class from back in their days.
I'll tell you a story about Lats in a minute. A certain Tapuki player was playing against Rangiuru last year. Lats just happened to be playing, and let's put what this player has described as the biggest hit he has ever experienced in his entire rugby career. He said, "That's it, I'm done." He walked off the field, and in that same tackle, Lats pulled his pec off the bone. So that's it. I've just seen on the footage there, the referees for tonight's match is Nick Bryant, who's on about 94 first-class games. So he's just been announced in the national squad, so they've certainly gone to the top of the pecking order as far as referees are concerned. I see there's a touch judge standing with him, young Andy Morton from England, who's just moved here with his lovely partner Tara. They've set up house here in Mount Maunganui, and Andy's been selected on the national squad as well. You know a bit about Andy. He's a teacher at your school, isn't he, Hemi?
Yeah, I do know Andy. Really good fella. He's just your standard PE teacher, you know. Stands around, lets his class go out and do whatever they want. But no, Andy's a really good bugger, and it's good to see him in the national squad this year.
Yep. Time to settle in, folks. Looks like we're going to get some footy underway. There's number 8, Matua Parkinson. Had a few battles with Mutz over the years. I think my first game I refereed here, Mutz didn't play too much longer after he came on.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a spell. He's hoping he can stay on for more reasons than one. Anyway, looks like the Kiwifruit team's playing from left to right on your screens. Nick Whitebow's time on, and we're underway here at Murray Salt Stadium. Not sure who's going to pick that one up. Just inside the 22.
Can you hear me?
Parliamentary team looking for an exit. Pass isn't that great,
Yeah, leave it for right.
but they've managed to regather. And now they've got the hard task of doing a pick and go to try and get away from their goal line. Keeping it nice and close. Pick and go, as we thought. Good 10-man rugby as the rain starts to belt down here.
Up my sleeve.
Poor old camera operators are having difficulty to keep up. And they've managed to get to the 22-metre line on the grandstand side of touch. There's a kick. Oh, it's gone all over the place. And they've found touch. Looks like on the halfway line. They've gone quickly. The Zespri team playing on. Stolen back. Zespri regather. Good little interchange of play there. Zespri one off. Oh, good solid tackle from the Parliamentary team. Ball's turned over. I reckon it'll be pick and go with it, don't you think, Hemi?
Yeah, definitely. As the Parliamentary team take it in there through Matua Parkinson. And the halfback just gets caught up there. Gives a bit of a hospital pass to his big prop there. And in goes the Parliamentary team. And they decide to pick and go again. So that might be the game plan for both sides today in this wet weather. It's off again to number 23. He's wrapped up nicely. Oh, but he gets away with a good strong carry. It's pick and go yet again. And the Parliamentary team just marching back the Zespri side ever so slightly. Bit of a fumble, but Nick Bryant plays away from it. There's some good defence there on Piti Wepu as he's wrapped up nicely. I know the Zespri boys will be targeting him today. And then goes the prop with a solid carry. It's pick and go again. That big number 23. He's working hard early this match. It's Matua Parkinson, just straight up the guts. And Nick Bryant's blown a penalty there. Let's just see what signal he's given. Is that through the side there, Pat?
I thought the first arriving players sort of left their feet in the clean out. But it's going to be one of those games, isn't it, where there's just going to be pick and go, pick and go. Oh, no, it looks like Zespri have turned it over in the breakdown and the Parliamentary team come back with it. If anybody thought this was going to be a social game of rugby, have a good long hard think about it, because there's no way these fellas are playing social, I can tell you that now. These hits are hitting for counting.
And yet again, it's the Parliamentary team who are playing with the ball. Solid tackling here from the Zespri side. And it's Matua Parkinson with another pick and go. He lays it back there. Strong carry from the hooker.
Big tackle by Charlie Russell, number 26. Another big tackle. Oh, he slipped off that one.
It's into touch there. Andy Morden raises his flag. So after that, relentless pressure there from the Parliamentary team, the Zespri side will get to throw in their lineouts. And I was actually watching them warm up before this game, and their lineouts were looking sharp. So hopefully that can correlate into the game now.
It'd be interesting to know if they've got line-out calls, because half these fellas would have played when their gaps were half a metre and there was no lifting. Oh no, bit of lifting there. Nick Bryant's got a penalty, bit of 1980 style Raji Baji in the line-out. He's got a big smile on his face too. Just bang it, man. Big kick down the corner, peg it back.
It's going to be difficult to get into touch. That wind is literally blowing straight across from the grandstand side. So the Parliamentary team run with it now. This is the first bit of running rugby we've seen. It's number Number 18 wrapped up there on Parliament side. So here they come down the sideline. Nice little passing there. It's cleared at the back. Beautiful hands there from the Parliamentary side.
We've got some more suspicions about this Parliamentary team. I think they've played together a little bit more than what we think.
I think they have.
Anyway, there's been a knock on there. Nick Bryant's playing advantage. As Zespri come away with the ball. They spread the ball a little bit wide. It's a good solid hit there. Oh, the little knock on there. Nick Bryant's too good for him. He's picked it up. And we'll have our first scrum of the match. Don't forget, folks, if you want to donate to any of our charities, just click on that QR code on the right hand side there, point your camera at it, and you'll be taken to the website that you can see on your screen, events.zespri.com, Zespri Annual Charity Auctions/donations. So point your camera at the QR code and give generously. We all know it's a really good cause supporting our RSC workers. No pushing in the scrums, so they're uncontested. Anyway, the ball goes right out of the scrum by the Parliamentary team. Good, nice, strong clean out there. So pick and go off the back. Up towards the halfway line. Halfback looks left, goes right. Keeps the ball nice and close to the grandstand touchline. Now they bring it back. Sorry if we can't name any names, folks, but we don't know who any of these players are except for a couple.
It's a bit of a fumble there from the Parliamentary team, but he regathers it. And they've gone back to their pick and goes. It's working nicely for them a couple of minutes ago. So they'll be looking to rumble their way back up the field. Again, just a solid defence here from Zespri. Not really falling off any tackles here. Another pick and go there from the Parliamentary side. They decide to shovel the ball along. Taking into contact. There they go. Phase play up the back.
Oh, hard luck.
Oh, there was a beautiful hole there. Just couldn't hang on to the ball. Yep, and Nick Bryant blows it up. Go back for the scrum. No advantage.
And joining on the match officials team on the near side of the field for the cameras is Parliamentary Rugby Union's referee manager Cam Russell. Well, Cam's been a busy boy the last couple of days.
Yeah, they've really brought out the big guns for this game, haven't they?
Anyway, Zespri take the ball into contact just over the halfway line. They swing it left. Whoa, little shot off the ball. Missed the penalty there. I was so busy looking at the late tackle. Looks like assistant referee Andy Morton has picked it up though. Let's listen in on what he's saying. No, not really. We haven't got that technology. Oh, yep. Oh. Why am I not surprised? Number 8, Matua Parkinson, gets told to have a voluntary rest. Unbelievable.
So now Zespri get an opportunity to get their set piece going. And they're deep inside the Parliamentary half. So let's see if Zespri can come up with a magical play to draw first blood in this game. I've actually been commentating a bit of the Super 8 games this season, and I picked up a few kupu Māori for some set pieces. So the line out is Raringi ki waho as the portal's throwing in. And the base for the Zespri halfback. Take it in nicely. And they've decided to go with more of a pod option as the Zespri side.
You heard my story about pods?
No, I haven't.
We didn't have pods in my day. They had to invent them so that the forwards of the 21st century rugby team knew where to go, because they don't go to breakdowns anymore.
There's a penalty there. It's tackler not releasing. Nick Bryant.
Let's hope Nick doesn't wear himself out tonight. He's got a big game tomorrow. Mount Maunganui and Greerton.
Yeah, really big game.
Yep, both those teams battling out in the Farmlands Baywide Premier Men's competition. Currently, Mount Maunganui sitting first on the table, Greerton a third. So they're both battling it out for the right to host the home semi.
That's right.
Both of them are guaranteed a semi spot, but a loss tomorrow could mean that they're not hosting.
So now it's a throw from the Zespri side. Oh, it's messy there, and it's won by the Parliamentary side. Nick Bryant just having a talking to some players here. Scrum. So the Zespri side. Must be a knock on there.
Probably 30 referees out there giving them some advice. Brings me the story about Craig Joubert told at a referees meeting a few years ago. He was making his debut in a Super 12 match. He was refereeing George Gregan, and there was too much chat out there. So he called the team captain and said, look, there's too much chat out here. It's like there's 15 captains on the field. And George Gregan pipes up, yeah mate, and you're not even in the top 10. Anyway, the Parliament's springing down the left-hand side of the field. There's a DCN, don't come Monday bump off. The words of Kendra Reynolds last Sunday, he showed more toe in a Roman sandal. You know, the Parliament team's starting to show some variation. I don't know who this halfback is.
Oh no, she's really good at the
She knows what
base.
she's doing. She's certainly giving some good clearance on the base of all of these breakdowns.
Yeah.
We'll have to send a runner out to do some secret spy stuff for us. Anyway, the Parliament team is starting to get it. First time they've ventured close to the Zespri 22-metre line.
He's telling him to leave it. Tackler had to roll there first. They're going out wide now. It's off to that big 18. Again, this defence from Zespri just showing.
Bit of a bump off there. He changes direction and goes the other way. In case you're wondering where we are, we're in the One Foundation gazebo you can see on your screens. Nice and warm and dry in here.
And that's a big penalty there from Nick Bryant.
What do you reckon they do? Tap and go or kick for the corner?
I think you have to tap and go now.
Give it to somebody behind. Oh, great bump off. Halfback's cleared to the right. Big hit there. Anyway, they bring it left. And the big punch, number 24, is only a few metres shy. Pick and go. Number 2, yeah, 5 metres from the try line. Number 20 carries the ball forward. Green jersey lying on the wrong side. He's got the advantage. Pick and go again is on the cards. Number 1 from the Parliament team. Little pop on the inside.
Ball.
Number 24, is he close? Must be just short of the try line. They're going to pick and go again. They're driven back, but Parliament are still in control. No advantage, will go back for the original penalty, not rolling away.
Yeah. And I assume the Parliament team going to tap and go. That's what they do here. Opts not to punt. Oh, he bumps his own player out of the way to score the first try of the game. Wow.
Number 12 on our team list is Jared Teddy, a grower from Whakatane. Fingers crossed that's actually him. But he did indeed. If you have a look here at the Zespri replay, he takes the tap himself. He's running sideways looking for a hole, bumps off his own player and scores probably 15-20 metres from the right left-hand side of the uprights.
I think Pat's read from the Zespri team sheet.
Rookie mistake.
From here, from the Parliamentary side. It says Billy Crow's lined up in the 12 jersey today. So possibly that's Billy Crow who's just crashed over there. Bumping off his 13, Brad Cribb. The conversion goes up and it's not a bad nudge, and it's over. Flags go up from the touchies. And that's a early 7-0 lead. Well, I shouldn't say early really, there's 15 minutes gone. It's a 7-0 lead to the Parliamentary side over the Zespri side.
Rookie mistake here. 2 team lists on the table in front of us. Neither of them are labelled. Take care of that now.
So it's gotten dark actually quite quick here over the ground. As the lights are in full blast now. Really good ground Te have set up here with their big lights that you see at the stadiums and their wonderful grandstand that they've built.
Love to be able to host an NPC match here.
Well, I think it might be going that way, possibly FPC this season.
Yeah. Well, so this year's FPC draw's already locked in, but we got great lights here, lovely little grandstand. Just need some fine weather.
Nice and cosy, exactly what you want for the FPC fixtures.
I always love coming to Te Puke too. They're a great little community.
Seems like they've gone for the grubber drop kick to restart the match, and it's worked quite nicely. It's put the Parliamentary side deep into their own 22.
I take my hat off to local Gecko Productions though. These are tough conditions to live stream a game. My word, they're doing a fantastic job under such huge pressure.
Oh yeah.
Great clearance though. Is it out? Yeah, just. There's a view from our camera. Just to give you an idea, folks, the wind and the rain is literally blowing straight in to where our cameras are situated on that platform on the far side of the field.
It seems like Scott Cale's come onto the field and he's taken that line out.
Oh, big Scott Cale there in the green jersey, number 5.
There's another name there, Mike Delaney, taking it into contact.
Scotty Cale, chairman of the Parliamentary Rugby Union. Just general all-round good bugger.
Also coach for the Rangatoa Premier Women's side.
Oh, that's right.
Just took out the Bay Y competition last Sunday. So congratulations to Scotty and his team.
Premiership winning coach, Scotty. Add that to your CV.
There's another famous face in the form of Tamedo Latimer.
And that was Steve Milne, number 24, just passing the ball. Looks like that try that's been scored against Zespri's woken them up. They brought on all their superstars.
Tell you what, it's good footy for these conditions. The guys are throwing it around quite a bit.
And these guys are probably in their 30s, 40s and 50s, but they haven't played for a while and they're doing really well. Fingers crossed, touch wood. We don't see any serious injuries tonight.
Yeah.
Hope I haven't just given them the commentator's hoodoo.
Mind you though, I noticed the plays are only staying within about a 20-metre radius left to right.
Yep.
They're not using that full 70-metre width. So there it is. They decide to go the short side. It's the red head there, the Parliamentary side. Oh, good tackle again. And there's another good tackle there from the Zespri side. Really fronting up with their tackles right now. Oh, and it looked like they're a bit offside there. Nick Bryant decides to play away from it. Again, just wrapping him up. Oh, that's been ripped away. There it is for the Zespri side. Oh, and he's met solid there with a big tackle from the Parliamentary side. Now they're going to try and work the short side here. Big ball runner there for the Zespri team. Halfback takes it quick. So with that short side again. Oh, beautiful ball. Back on the inside. It's gone to ground. Still playing on. So who knows, maybe the Zespri side can come back and score a try of their own. Oh, solid two-man tackle there from the Parliamentary team. Ball goes out. Is that Steve Milne, I think, who's taking it? No, Sammy on the back line. I think that was Mike Delaney taking into contact. Again, good ball carrying from the Zespri side. Oh, halfback just deciding which way he wants to go. Goes left. They hit their wing. Oh, and it's just been lost forward there from the Zespri side. So after a good few minutes of phase play, comes to an end. The Parliamentary scrum just outside their own 22.
Sorry, I just got distracted by social media. Thanks for the comment, Megan Johnson. We're looking at getting those colours switched around for you. It is a bit confusing. The Parliament team's colour green and the Kiwifruit team's coloured black. So anyway, we're underway. The Parliament team's made a good break. Number 13, there's Brad Cribb. And he's brought down just on the halfway line. Parliament team needs a halfback. Carried up there. Gosh, I'm so glad we're sitting in here and not out there.
Yeah, it just sounds cold sitting in this tent. So we've taken a massive backwards to entry side. We're looking to regain that. Is that Matua Parkinson back on the field? So he said he only needed 5 minutes and he's back. There they go now. Oh, they're trying to work something now on that right side. Oh, that's a really strong carry there. They're in. Nick Bryant blowing up that penalty. I think it might be against Matua Parkinson, off his feet. So he's just come back from taking a break and he gives away a penalty for his side. Whoa! And there comes a big shot on Tanilo Latimer, but it's play on here. Mike Delaney, current coach for the Steamers. Who knows, he might have to suit up for the boys this year.
God, I hope not. We're in trouble if the coach is suiting up. It was different when it was Clayton McMillan. There's no way I'd want to be standing on the blind side if he ever ran around the blind side with the ball in his hands. He's getting a bit testy out there, Hemi.
Yeah.
Should we go out there and tell him to calm down?
Yeah. Seems like the guys are playing a trial right now to see if they can pick up a NPC or super contract next season.
A couple of big hits at Parliamentary team seems to have given Zespri a bit of a wake-up call.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the referees decided enough's enough. Play to the spirit of the game or you'll be sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're really calming them down.
Looks like Steve Milne's talking to his troops. Might be looking up something here. What have they gone for? Quarter time.
Thanks, folks. Just while we're having a little bit of a break, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors that have made this event possible. Toyota, Balance, Ease Realty, Coast Guard Tauranga, Zespri Rugby, Toihoma Institute of Technology, Te Pukenga. And we're back live. Zespri with the feed to the scrum.
Well, there's no pushing here, but they've probably walked a half a metre there. Oh, so they pick it off the base, Zespri side. Oh, and it's dropped
backwards.
there.
Went backwards. A little bit of a knock on there.
Yeah. Maybe the Parliamentary side going for the ball. He's just lost the ball.
See, there's a few more changes being made. Scotty Carl's taking a rest. Lats is still out there, number 8. Have a go, Lats, have a go. Biggest first 5 in the world, number 1. Pick and go again from Zespri, but he's well and truly held up by 3 Parliamentarians.
Good strong carry.
Got Lats carrying that then?
Looked like it. Oh, there's a bit of a dart from the halfback. Decides to go for the pick and go again. I don't know, this Parliamentary side's got some really good defence on that. So he sends it wide.
Left.
Back.
This Zespri team's working hard to get close to a strike.
Oh yeah.
Still in possession. Looks like they're around about the 22. They're keeping it close. Give the ball to Lats. Anyway, they go left. Oh, Mike Delaney, a little bit of a show and go. Spins out at 1 tackle, spins out at 2. Gets rid of the offload. Zespri getting closer now. I can see the corner flag in the corner. Oh, what's happened here?
It's been ripped away. It's called time off for an injury. Oh, it's actually come later than what I would have expected in this game.
Yeah, looks like he's just winded. As the rain continues to fall here at Murray Salt Stadium in Te Puke, the home of the mighty Te Puke Pirates.
Yep, and if you just look for a light grey jacket there, folks, that's the man Chris Fa'afoi, running the waters on for his Parliamentary side, keeping the boys nice and hydrated. As they go for time off, seems like the whole beaches have cleared onto the field now, as they go for a full team talk.
Chris Fa'afoi recently retired from politics. I wonder if they've decided to take a half-time break.
Quite possibly, quite possibly.
Yeah, looks like it.
You can probably see it on your screen, folks, but that rain is pretty much sideways. The wind and rain is just it's just belting down here in Te Puke, making it cold to watch from the sidelines. So I'm sure those guys will be wanting to get on there, run as much as they can to warm their bodies up.
Referee Nick Bryant spending a long time talking to the Parliamentary team. Maybe him and Matu Parkers are just renewing old acquaintances.
Possibly. We've been told it's half time here after around
26 minutes. Yeah.
27 minutes of play.
It was a pretty good first half, Hemi. The Parliamentary team probably took the most of their one opportunity to attack. What do you think?
Yeah, it was really good play. Obviously the Parliamentary side dotting over for that try. But the Zespri side showing good signs of attack. Just that last pass needs to stick for them. Who knows? We could be going close here in this game today.
So we have a look at the highlights of the first half. And I think this is where their first try came from. Yeah, it was the tap penalty, and the number 12, Billy Crow, from Police, as he bumps off his own player, number 13, and scores a solitary try of this match, which they successfully converted. And then there was a quick tap penalty, and then a guy left, rushed up out of the line with a bit of a shot on Tanara Latimer, but luckily he spun out of it and managed to survive.
And actually,
Copy that. Ladies and gentlemen, as the game continues, I'm sorry to announce, but the conditions have just gotten too tough and too hard for local Gecko Productions to continue with the live stream. So, on behalf of Henry Tulimo and myself, we bid you all a good night. We're going to retire to the grandstands and watch the rest of the game from the corporate box. Hey, ko nera.